So we have Kayo Marbilus from Melbourne here. How are you today?
How are you? Good, good. Pleasure to be here.
Yeah,
Thanks for having me.
I'm here to do your reading. So I want to find out what's going on upstairs, which will be really good. So have you seen many psychics?
I have seen a few in my time. I think the first time I've seen a psychic probably would have been maybe 10 years ago.
Oh, okay.
I've had family members over the time that have seen certain psychics and stuff, so they've all been pretty on point to some extent, but it's something I try to attach into and connect to every couple of years.
Yep.
So it's good to get the opportunity to have another reading today.
So what I want you to do is fan them out and just pick any 21 that you feel drawn to.
21 cards?
Yep.
All right.
I'll move that out the way for you.
1, 2, 3, 20, 21. I just dropped one. Should I pick it up?
Yeah, well, that's the most important one that you just dropped.
Okay.
What's that?
That was...
Ah.
Oops.
Okay, that was a good one.
Okay, but I think I got 22 now.
That's okay, because this was the most important one you dropped.
Okay.
And this just told me a lot that I need to know when I was looking through what's happening. Okay, so let me have a look to what they're saying. Okay, straight away, you've had a male spirit that's come through. So, have you, has your grandpa passed?
Yep.
Okay, so he's come through straight away, but he's with a woman.
Okay.
So, she's like a motherly figure.
Could be the wife, could be my grandmother.
Yeah, so was she motherly to you?
I didn't meet my grandparents.
Okay. You haven't lost another mother?
I was 2.5 when I came to Australia, so
okay.
all of them in Ghana.
Okay. All right, so this woman's very spiritual.
Yeah.
And she's like always around you all the time. Okay, so what they're kind of saying is they're kind of bringing up around about sometimes mentally you can go up and down. So it's like 1 minute you can go up, next minute you can go down. But this can happen in one day. And they're just worried a little bit because what they get worried about is sometimes that you take on the burdens of other people. So you just got to be careful that you don't let people take advantage of you.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like what she's trying to say is it's like you've just got a beautiful soul, and you will honestly go out of your way to do anything for someone, but sometimes you've got to question their motive and what they would do back for you.
That's true.
Yeah, which is really important.
Yeah.
Now, there is someone around you, and for some reason, this is someone coming back from your past. Now, it's a male. And it's kind of like there's going to be some kind of argument about something, and they're just kind of giving me that little heads up to warn you. Now, I'm just wondering, you don't have a brother, do you?
No.
Okay, it's a male figure. Is there a friend that you haven't seen for a while that you clash with?
Oh, yep.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And where's he currently living?
Back home.
Okay.
Back in Canberra.
Okay, somewhere they're saying that for some reason this person that's close to you, it's a male friend.
Yeah.
Now, it may not be him, it might be someone else.
Yeah.
But there's going to be just where you aren't going to agree upon stuff. There's going to be something where you it's like you just don't understand each other.
Oh, okay, is this person I'm actually still in contact with them?
Yep.
Okay, I'm with you. Yep.
And what they're saying is sometimes you just got to stand your ground and let it. It's like stand your ground, but let it go.
I'm with you.
Yeah, because it's not worth it.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what? Sometimes you can see your point of view and he can see his point of view, but it's not worth worrying about stuff that you don't need to. Also, it's now there's someone that are you single at the moment?
Yes and no.
Well, there's someone that you're gonna meet, so I reckon you've already met. Okay. Now, because they're saying that you're communicating to someone, yeah, and this person, it's like sometimes they're lovely and everything like that, but sometimes it's hard. It's like you don't communicate the way that you should. It's like for some reason, it's either her pulling back or you pulling back. Yeah. So, how long have you been seeing each other for?
About 6 months.
Okay. Now, have you found that there's where it's kind of like you've got a communication barrier there, where Is it more you holding back and not letting her know everything too quickly?
I think I'm pretty comfortable in that situation. Probably more the other side of them coming out of a previous relationship after a long period of time, and them feeling this is moving pretty quickly, and them being a bit confused in regards to what's going on and if they're ready or not.
All right, because that must be the issue. Look, no matter what, there's things that are going to start happening, and I think that person's going to relax, but I definitely know that has affected her.
Yeah.
And that's why it's kind of gone the way it is. Now, there's a good opportunity also that's going to come your way. So I do see you signing a contract. So I don't see it as a job as in like a full-time job. It's like contract work.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah.
And you know what? It's going to go really good because they're talking about this also. Like, I know that in the end you will have your own business. So do you have like a business now?
I don't have a business now, but the plan is to somewhat be independent with what I'm doing, to be my own boss, pretty much.
Well, you will.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you know what? Because what they're saying is it's all about the contract stuff. So, and it's about the legal stuff. So it's pretty much, it's like you want to be responsible for all your own stuff. You don't want other people involved.
Yeah.
And you know, it's, to me, I know that this is the way you are, because it's kind of like you, which they've talked about here, you do take a lot of caution with things. And I do find that obviously there are trust issues that you do have with people because of the way people are. And this has been created from your past. So this is something that it's like these issues have been around for quite a while with trust. But you know what? It's like each time you'll learn, but once you've kind of been bitten or once something's happened with trust in your life, it's gone. Now, they're also talking about a gift that you've got that you're going to put to good use. So I know that, what other things do you do? Because they're saying that you're very generous and you do generosity things, and so what is it?
So it's the youth work stuff that I do. So I've been a youth worker for 15 years, so I've always done that, as well as doing the music and TV, like the music stuff is all that I've been doing. So pretty much just to kind of like give back what was given to me, the opportunities to help other people. Music for me, writing music, I believe was definitely a gift from the heavens, because it definitely it took all the negative energy out and then turned into something positive, and ended up having all these amazing things happen for me over the years. So it was great.
Yeah. Well, are you writing a song now?
Yes, I am. I've been writing music for the last couple of weeks.
You know why?
Yeah.
I reckon there's going to be a song that this is to do with this contract.
Okay. That's going to set the way for it. Yeah.
So there's something that you're working on, which will be good.
Yeah. I feel like the last 15 years I've been predominantly like a rapper, hip hop artist, but I've changed my sound. And since I've changed my sound, when I actually sing it and rap it, I know it sounds different. It gives me tingles. It makes me feel like, oh wow, this is like, and I'm taking it all from within, how I'm feeling it spiritually, and it's coming out a different way. Even to the point where when I'm writing music, I get a bit teary because it's very emotional.
Well, that's the best way.
Yeah. So I feel like that's going to be, I just finished writing a song. We actually recorded a song last week, which is a whole different sound. And I feel like that's going to be great as well. And I feel like and I keep getting this feeling that that's going to
that might be the one.
Pave the way for this whole new image, this whole new thing, this whole new sound that I've got. So,
well, I can see something's going to take off on one of those, because she keeps talking about it's like meditation to you. It's a passion. This is obviously, you've been very gifted, and you know, it's interesting to say, because obviously you've been very creative from the start, from the minute that you were young. So which is really good. Now, also, she's talking about a new beginning of something. So, and I know that you're into music and you're into things, but she's also saying, and I know that you do the other stuff as well with
the youth stuff.
With the youth stuff.
Yeah.
But she's talking about something completely different here. So with your music, there is something else you're going to branch off in.
Well, it's the movie stuff. So I'm about to get my second movie cameo in a Netflix film. So I've just me by myself just single-handedly just said to myself 3 years ago, I want to start doing some other things as well. So I started getting into the movie stuff. So what I want to eventually do in the next, by the time a year passes by from now, I'm not going to be just the artist, but also the actor as well. So I want to have these different accolades and these different kind of skills to have. So I'm doing movies, TV shows, whatever, and plus I'm the artist as well, and doing everything else to do with the music stuff. So I'm juggling all those things.
You
I
are.
think it's working well.
Because you know what, it's kind of like, and what she's saying is because she's brought up about the generosity stuff, and that's so beautiful, you're right. But also she's saying that you can get drained. And what she's worried about is that when you do become drained, that's when you can become overwhelmed. And this is where you can go up and down. So when all this stuff happens, because this is all going to take, everything's going to happen, I see, around about February, right, March, and they're all going to happen near the same time. So she's saying that it's okay because, remember, she gets worried about you having sometimes guilt and self-punishment, right? So she wants you to kind of look at things more in the way of, well, sometimes I need to let one thing go, which will have to be the help that you do with the youth work. I
think so.
You will have to let that go just for a little while, because if you work on the bigger picture, that is going to come in later on where you're going to be able to help more. And she's really strong on that. And she knows that if you drain yourself too much, it's not going to work. And she's saying that everything's going to turn for the better. So I'm not worried about anything in your career wise. I know that everything's going to be good. Now, she's talking about children. So, haven't you had children yet?
No.
Well, you do.
Sorry?
You end up having a child.
I will have one?
Yep.
Okay. I'm going now, do I?
Super.
Sorry.
Hey, you may have.
That's what I'm worried about.
Do you know what can you just give me another 5 cards, because I want to find out if it's a boy or a girl.
So you're saying I'm going to have a child?
Yes. So what I'm saying is I know that you do end up having children.
I hope so.
Yep. So I want to see I just want to find out what she's saying. Okay. All right. So when you have a child, your first one's going to be a boy.
That's what I want.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking. Doesn't matter.
But do you know what? I've got the funny thing. Okay, so this is a male spirit now that's come through. That's the grandpa. Now, I reckon you're going to have 2 boys and 1 girl. So I'm going to go, I can't believe you're going to have 3.
Yeah.
So what happens is you must meet someone unless she's got a girl.
Okay.
Or, because I say you having 2 boys. I still reckon you're going to have 2 boys and a girl.
Okay.
I think you go back for the 3rd one because you haven't got a girl.
Okay.
Oh, well, it's not your choice. It's probably going to be hers.
Yeah.
So that's really good to see that in all this, you will end up having children. Look, I don't see you probably having children probably for the next few years.
Until I'm sorted.
Yeah, only because of your career.
Yeah.
Your partner will be younger than you. Yeah. So it won't matter. And in the end, it's kind of like they're saying that you end up very contented. You don't really need to worry about many things. I'm not worried about. I don't see you staying here. You end up moving.
Okay.
Now, I reckon you go to Sydney.
Okay.
Now, later on in your later years, I see you living near water.
Okay.
But it's not here. So I hope you didn't like living in Melbourne too much.
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
You have to do it because of career-wise, okay?
Exactly,
So
yeah.
you don't have a choice.
Yeah.
She's saying more or less, they're saying that, for career-wise, that's why you do it. And maybe, it's that thing where it's just going to lead into a better direction for you. You will end up getting married. So you haven't been married before?
No.
You end up getting married, things like that. With you going up and down, that's something that you will always have, but it's like you manage it.
Yes.
You're very good at self-management.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's mainly, how people can meditate and sit down? Well, it's like with you, that music is your meditation.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. So you know how people say, oh, we need silence to meditate? That's not true. Because you know what? You can meditate beautifully with music.
Correct. Yeah.
But everything's going to go really well, which is really good. Was there anything that you wanted to know that I haven't brought up?
Are we able to bring people up that passed away?
Yep.
Is there anyone?
Yep.
Do I talk about that person? Do I bring it up with you now? Or?
Okay. With that person, is that a male?
Yeah.
And is he dark hair?
Yeah.
Brown eyes?
Yeah.
He was a hard-working man.
He was my age, was same nationality.
Yeah. Yeah. He
same
had
age.
integrity, this guy.
Yeah.
And he was very honest.
Yeah.
And you know what? With him, it's like was he depressed? Did he go through depression or something? Because he's talking about...
yeah, he took his own life. We didn't... Just kind of happens unexpectedly. Like, I didn't...
You didn't know. You didn't see it coming.
Yeah.
You know, he had bad depression. Since he was young, and we're talking since a young age, probably about 14, 15, he used to overthink. So he had severe anxiety.
Yeah.
He worried about what everyone thought. He was someone that wasn't open about stuff. There was things that he wanted to achieve and do, but it was kind of like, how long ago did he pass?
Probably about 10,
12
years ago.
Yeah. And, you know, it's kind of like no one, you know, I know that it can be really hard for people to understand, but sometimes you can't understand someone else's mind. He just had enough. So it's kind of like on that particular time that he'd done that, it's like it just was everything was just too much at that minute. So I wouldn't say it was planned. I'd say it was more spontaneous because it was just that one more thing that just threw straight on top where he just couldn't cope anymore. What issue did he have at the time? Did someone leave him, or was he something that drew the last straw? Because
we lived on different sides of town, we were family friends, we grew up together. So we'd only see each other at house parties and parents go there and that kind of stuff. We didn't hang out too much out of that kind of circle, but we did see each other a lot, obviously growing up as kids. But around that time when it happened, I'd seen his older brother 6 months prior, and he said that he was doing some heavy drug taking and stuff. And I said he needs to stop doing that particular drug thing. And then 6 months later, he passed away. But apparently he was just worried about just work and getting work and a few other things and just a whole bunch of things. And he was 25. Yeah. 24, 25,
you know. So. Like I said, when he started at 15, it was the overthinking. You know what? That's why he took the drugs. You know, he would do anything to stop those thoughts. You know, sometimes people don't understand the dark place. And he was in a dark place where, and then when he started the drugs, it's just more negativity. Do you know? It's like he was getting yelled at. Everyone had their say about things. It was just a thing after another. Nothing. It was like on the day he done it, on that night he done it. It was like as if to say there was nothing left because no one was going to give him an opportunity. There was no opportunities for him. It was like he had no escape. So that's why he done it.
Yeah.
He was at it. He absolutely felt hopeless, and there was nowhere for him to. But he's happy. Yeah, as in when we pass, you know, it's kind of like we realise the silly things that we've done. We all get one life. You know, we get one chance at life. I believe we've been here many a times over, but that was his chance to change things and do things, but he just couldn't do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can't understand unless you live his life.
Exactly.
Yeah, because you don't have his thoughts.
No.
And I can see straight away he brought up depression, and and anxiety.
Yeah.
So he was pretty messed up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. He was never going to heal.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would have just went on drug taking, and he just sees it like I wasn't going to stop. The cycle wasn't going to end. And then it was about him becoming a burden on his mum and other people. Yeah. Yeah. So he loved his mother.
Yeah.
He didn't want to become a burden.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and he's always with you because he'd come up. I was wondering who he was.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there thinking, So, and it's funny because they're saying, and it's a message from Spirit that he's brought up. And that's why I think it's really important for you to look after yourself. And you know what they're saying? He's saying that with you, you've got a real young, it's like you've got a real youthful, like even though you're 36, you're not at that level mentally.
No, no.
But
yeah,
but it's a good thing.
Yeah.
Because you will reach out and help so many people. So do you know what? He's looking at as you will save so many lives through music, through the way that you help people. Do you know, it's so funny because you'll never know that someone might sit there and think, you know what, I want to end my life. I don't want to be here anymore. But you might say one thing, just one thing to one child or one thing, and they'll change that changes their way.
Yeah.
So more or less he's saying it's only you can change and help people out. And that's what you've got to put your music towards.
Yeah.
Just don't get yourself overwhelmed, yeah? And because that's your worst problem. That's your biggest thing is you can't stretch, just don't stretch yourself where you know. So, but you're going to be fine. With money-wise, you're going to be fine. It's like you end up very contented. You end up with everything. You're very lucky.
Yes.
Oh, you got to think about it. No, because what happens is he's saying you do put a lot of pressure on yourself.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
And that's what he gets upset about, thinking, to me, you've already achieved everything that he could even, like you've gone beyond the achievements that you could ever have done. But why do you keep seeking, like, there's a matter of achieving more, but needing to achieve more for yourself.
Yes.
So, and that's where he's worried. So he's thinking, you know what, just let it all go.
Yeah.
It'll all come.
Yeah.
And when it all does, you'll be relaxed. Everything will be good. Did you enjoy that?
That's great. Thank you very much.
So thank you, Kayo, for coming today, and it was absolutely amazing doing your reading. And I hope you really enjoyed it.
Pleasure. Thanks for bringing me on.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thanks.